Hey guys, Mr. Lloyd here. Going to work with you today on May 14th, Thursday. We're going to be working, for this video, we're going to be working on the page that you see on the screen. It says 8-6 class activity, different mean and median. And so we're looking at the shape of data here and how changing the shape of data or changing the distribution of data changes the mean and changes the median. So let's take a look here. We'll get right into it. For today's work, and I think I said the same thing on yesterday's work, if you don't have room in the margins to do the work, that is perfectly fine. Grab a sheet of notebook paper. There's not a whole lot of calculations, but we do have to do some explaining, and it sort of, I found that it was a little bit of a tight, sort of fitting everything in was a little tight, crunched up. So I had to write pretty small, but my goal was to try to keep everything on the page so that this video would be a little bit, so you guys, I wouldn't have to click back and forth between two different things. You guys could track my thinking all on one page. So just a heads up before I get into it. All right, let's take a look. The first thing we need to do is read our instructions, this gives us a little thinking prompt. So compare these two dot plots. Three data values in symmetric plot A have been shifted to the right for plot E. So if we look, plot A's got this nice symmetric shape. It makes a nice little triangle. And then plot E, we shifted some data to the right. So we maybe took a 13 and we moved it over to 19. That's where this value for 19 comes. We took maybe a 14. We had two 14s. Maybe we moved one over to 16. Okay, so we changed the shape of the data by shifting a couple of these dots over to the right. And I'm sorry, I forgot. 15 would have shifted over to, let's see, 18, I'm sorry. I forgot I skipped 18, but anyway, we shifted three dots to the right. I'm just being repetitive. First thing we need to do is calculate the mean and median of plot E. So plot E, up here in green, I find the median of plot E, and I do that by simply listing out all the values here from smallest to largest. 14 is the smallest. There are three 15s, so I write 15 three times. There are three 16s, so I write 16 three times. And then 17, 18, 19. And I find my middle number. In this case, it's two numbers. And it's 16 and 16, so the median is 16. I don't have to calculate anything for the median. For the mean here, I'm going to have to add everything up and divide by 10 because there are 10 total dots or 10 total data values here. So the mean is just 14 plus 15 plus 15, etc. And then I divide by 10. When you add it all up, you get 161 divided by 10. And 161 divided by 10 is 16.1. Okay, so if we notice, we went from a mean of 15 to a mean of 16.1, and we went from a median of 15 to a median of 16. So in both cases, the mean and the median shifted upward as our dots shifted to the right. And that's basically the answer to question 20. It says, how did the shift of the dots to the right affect the mean and median of plot A? Shifting the dots to the right increased both the mean and the median. So we just increased just like I demonstrated there. Okay, number 21 is going to ask us to explain why we noticed that. So this is putting our little bit of reasoning skills on. So let's think about it. If I'm shifting a 15 to an 18, I'm increasing its value. If I'm shifting a 13 to a 19, I'm increasing its value. And basically, as I shift dots to the right, I increase their value. When data in a data set increases in value, then the mean and median can increase as well. So pretty straightforward. This is a number line, when we move right on a number line, our values go up. When we move left on a number line, values go down. When values go up, mean and median go up. When values go down, mean and median go down. Pretty straightforward there. We're just practicing this, kind of getting this really squared away in our heads so we understand how these concepts work together. Okay, we're going to do the same thing here for this next part, the second half of our page. Compare these two dot plots. Three data values in plot A have now been shifted to the left. So of course plot A is this nice triangle, it's symmetrical, and we're shifting some of these values over to the left. We're shifting one of the 15s over to 11, and we're shifting one of the 17 over to 12, and so forth. So three of them have been shifted over. So the mean and median for these two, plot F here, I've listed the values. to find the median, start with my smallest, end with my largest, put them in order, and I find that the median for plot F is 14. So I write 14 down here. And to calculate the mean, I add up my total set of values, 11 plus 12 plus 13, etc. I had, like, this is where I said I got crunched in space. I did my best to keep it in one spot, but we add them all up, 11 plus 12 plus 13 and so on, and we divide by 10 because there are 10 pieces of data that we have in our set. So when we add them all together, we get a total of 139. We have to divide by 10, we get 13.9 is our mean, and that's what we write right there. Okay, and we have to answer these last two questions. So how did the shift of the dots to the left, as is shown in plot F, affect the mean and median of plot A? Well, just like up here, when we shift the dots to the right, they increased. Here, when we shift the dots to the left, we went from a mean of 15 to a mean of 13.9. We went from a median of 15 to a median of 14. So in both cases, both the median and the mean decreased. They decreased, they went down in value. Okay? And then here's our last part. Why did the shift decrease the mean and the median? So we have to explain our thinking a bit. And pretty straightforward. When we're shifting dots to the left, when we take a 15 and turn it into a 13, we decrease its value. When we take a 14, turn it into a 12, we decrease its value. If I take a 17 and shift it over to a 14, I decrease its value. So when you shift dots to the left, you decrease their value. When those data decrease in value, the mean and the median decrease in value as well. So that's it. That's all we had to do, just that little simple explainer. Put those two concepts together. All right. Thank you for watching. That's all I'm going to do for this video. So today we were just working on calculating the mean and median with data sets and comparing one data set with the shape of data as a nice symmetrical data set versus the shape of data as we change the mean and median as we change the distribution or the shape of data, and how those changes to data affect the mean and the median. All right, thank you for watching this video. Keep these questions coming on math or any other topic through our Zoom classroom meetings or Google Classroom comments. YouTube comments are a great place to ask questions. Text message, Remind app, email, phone call, lots of different ways to get in touch. So please keep it coming. Keep working hard out there. We're winding down the year. We just have a short little sprint to the finish. And before you guys know it, you'll be in middle school. So huzzah to that. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.